The shutdown is reportedly impacting more and more Americans every single day. But does that mean President Trump should cave on the border wall? Hey, everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO. Well, you've probably seen the stories out there about the government shutdown, that more and more people are being impacted, supposedly, by this government shutdown. Those who are trying to take out home loans to the U.S. government are not getting those loans processed. That it's possible that some FDA inspections may not happen, though others will happen. Some travel may be impacted. Not getting on an airplane or anything, but if you're going to the National Zoo in Washington, D.C. or the Smithsonian, you may be in for a little bit of a letdown. As we get further and further into this thing, folks, the government shutdown, you're going to see all these stories and you're going to see all these people come out of the woodwork who have been impacted by the government shutdown. Now, listen, I do believe that there are people who have been impacted by the government shutdown. Absolutely, I do. There will probably be people who miss a paycheck because of the government shutdown. Not yet, but eventually, if lawmakers do not come to an agreement, then that might happen. And that's sad. However, this is short-term pain for what the president believes, and I agree with him, is the long-term security of the United States of America. Now, if you're working TSA and you quit, okay, I'm sure we can find some other TSA agents. If you are a federal worker and you're missing a paycheck, I'm sorry, but let me also offer this piece of advice to you. Start saving money. And I know that's easier said than done in many cases. And I'm not trying to be cruel. I'm not trying to be trying to have a cold heart here or anything else. But you never know when these things are going to happen. And I anticipate this is not going to be the last government shutdown we ever see in the United States of America. These will be used in the future just as it's being used right now in order to get legislation passed. This is nothing new. This is not the first nor the last government shutdown we will ever have. Eventually, federal workers will get the money that's owed to them. Eventually, we'll get, the parks will be reopened and everything else. But listen, folks, if you are like me and you believe that securing the southern border of the United States is of national security interest, then I'm sorry, a little short-term pain is worth the long-time security of the United States of America. You want to put pressure on Congress to act? Call Nancy Pelosi's office. Call Chuck Schumer's office. Call congressional Democrats and tell them to get back to the table with President Trump and to secure the border of the United States. It's not that hard. Security of the United States is a job that Congress and the president is supposed to do. They're supposed to secure America. And they can do that if the Democrats will stop resisting Trump at every single turn. These are Democrats who approved of a wall years ago, but now all of a sudden they don't like it. They're playing games with federal employees. They're playing games through the media and hoping that the average person in America will start to turn on this president and on the Republican Party. I don't think the average American is buying it. I think the average American does believe that the long-term security of the nation is worth a little bit of short-term pain. Hey, everybody, I'm Chad Hasty. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show, weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. That's weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO.